What's going on, boys? So this is the first week of January, officially. First trading week of 2026. I'm super excited. So this is going to be the first weekly recap, but this is a very interesting weekly recap. This isn't going to be like a normal weekly recap. I only traded really 3 days this week, and then I had to stop and, Friday was NFP day anyway, so I wouldn't have been trading regardless. And then Thursday, day before NFP, usually is not the best anyways. So regardless, didn't really miss out on too much this week. But I did have to sit and double check all of the data because like right now my sleep schedule, I was going to bed at 8 p.m. and waking up at 3 in the morning. And it's like, it's doable, it's definitely doable. But I definitely had to sit down and I had to like double check, and I was like, okay, once this shit starts working out, am I gonna be waking up at 3 in the morning my entire life, realistically, to trade the strategy? No, I'm not. I always been kind of a early bird type of guy. Like I always wake up early in the morning. Even like when I had like school and stuff, I'd always wake up at like 5 or 5:30 in the morning, and I'd go to bed at like 10 or 10:30. And 7 hours of sleep is perfectly fine for your body. You don't really need more than 7 hours, to be honest. Yeah, so I had to sit down, evaluate everything, and I looked at the data. I don't have my notebook right here, but I written everything down, all of the pairs, like the data, and I'm just gonna have to accept the fact that, look, I'm gonna miss trades for 3 to 4:30 in the morning. I decided I am gonna go to bed at 9:30 p.m., wake up at 4:30 in the morning. And it like sounds still really early, but honestly going to bed at 9:30 is like kind of like normal. That's what like literally a lot of people are doing regardless. And like, yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that. It was the whole 8 p.m. thing. Like you literally feel like isolated. And I don't think, honest to God, I don't think it's good for your health like at all. I felt like this was the longest week like ever, and it was 5 days. Like it literally feels like absolutely insane. So I am gonna switch that up. I'm super excited about that. But yeah, Thursday and Friday, the rest of the week, I was just like really heavily considering this. I know the strategy is profitable, but I know if it was going to be really early in the morning, if it was profitable, then I would have to literally look into switching a model, because I tested extended hours for me. Like I stop at 10 in the morning and I tested like, maybe 10 to 12 if I can get an extra 2 hours there, and the results aren't good like at all. So, yeah, I looked into like ICT and stuff like that, and it's just, to be honest, it's a lot of learning. Everything I've done in the last year learning the strategy, I feel like I'm ready to teach it tomorrow. Like I know everything about it. It's just, I'd start as a beginner again. I put myself back another almost year probably learning all these concepts, back testing all these concepts. And at the end of the day, it also comes down to ICT is like absolutely massive, right? ICT is the main trading concept you hear everywhere. What I like about LSD is it's so small to where I'm in a position to where when I start passing accounts, I start getting payouts, and I start actually mentoring people and start teaching this model to people, I'm, first of all, the only person in the United States that even trades this model. Maybe like 1 or 2 other guys that I know of, and none of them even have a YouTube channel or anything like that. So I'm in a very good position to where competition for LSD is very, very low. You have like the big mentors in the space, but they're not even from the United States. They're from, different countries. They're trading different time zones. I do truly feel like I'm in a good position to set myself up for that. So that's another reason I'm going to be sticking with LSD. And at the end of the day, LSD is just a really, really simple model. So I don't really want to leave it. I know everything about it. It's very easy to teach. And it works on every single pair. I've yet to test a pair that it's unprofitable on. It's just a matter of fact of filtering through what your best pairs are compared to your worst pairs. But every single pair I tested, they've all been profitable, which is absolutely insane. But regardless, took 2 days off, had to literally recheck all the data, double check myself, make sure that, this is what I want to do, make sure I have to, stick with this LSD model instead of trading something else. And you start to realize other strategies have their flaws as well, Yeah, at the end of the day, it's not about like just having like a red month or something like that, and it's like, oh, this strategy is garbage, I'm moving to a different strategy. It's not about that at all. It's just the fact that I am in the United States, and the mentors of this strategy created this in a whole different time zone, and you know, it does work. I know it does work in their time zone, and it's just like, you know, can I make this work for myself? But I do truly think waking up at 4:30, going to bed at 9:30 is just really nothing. That's just very normal. It was just literally laying in bed at like 7:50 p.m. is just absolutely insane. I mean, even when it starts to get summer, it's still light outside. Like, it's just you can't do that. It's not worth it, right? But yeah, that being said, I got all that stuff figured out. Very excited to go into next week. I can actually trade properly the entire week. It's not going to be NFP week. Start of January, spreads are still really, really bad. But hopefully we can catch some trades on futures because I'm really liking futures right now. Right now I'm trading gold and NAS on futures. I don't have anything else tested, but I am really liking the concept of futures. I'm going to start leaning towards that direction, and then I'll still have like obviously a funded account for like Forex pairs and stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it, and I will pull up the charts. I'll show you guys exactly what I took this week. I think the P&L for this week, we lost 1%, so pretty much nothing. We took, I think, 5 losses, and which was pretty rough. I mean, first day of the year, Monday, literally first trading day, we took 3 positions, all A+ positions, and they all 3 lost, which is crazy. And then the day after, gold position 1. Again, those 1 to 4 rules that I found literally made all the profit back because, or all the losses back, because normally our old TP rules would be saying to take a 1 to 1.5, and we took a 1 to 4. So it literally made all those losses back from Monday plus profit on top, which is crazy. And then I believe we took 2 more positions on UJ, and they both ended up losing. And then that was pretty much it from me this week. But yeah, I'll get right into it. I'll show you guys exactly what trades I took. All right, so this is the first position of the year right here. Monday, 3:45 in the morning. And I'll quickly go over this. So you could look at this trend and say it's bearish trend, which you're 100% right. It's bearish trend, right? No question about it. We're constantly taking out lows here to the left. But the reason I did like this position is even in back testing, I would take a position like this, especially only on the 5-minute. 30 minutes, completely different. But let me pull out the marker here. I don't know where it went. There we go. Okay, so right here we're putting in lows, putting in highs, putting in lows. Price came up, made this amazing demand zone. Lots of buying pressure came in here. We started taking out highs to the left, consolidated a bit, took out more highs to the left, confirming that this is an internal bullish structure that we're making right now. And we had this nice level of liquidity. Price took out its own high right here. Multiple wicks, you know, price came down super, super hard, which is really nice to see. And amazing wick right here, flip bullish. I didn't take a flip entry on this. Wasn't really a new 1-hour candle or anything. Really wasn't a need to be honest. And yeah, candle closed, entered, consolidated about 15 minutes, and then we just straight down to stop loss, and then I think we actually just continued the downtrend. So yeah, I mean, obviously looking at it like this, you'd want it to be, you know, a lot more bullish structure to the left if you're taking buys in this scenario. But trades like this still do hit in back testing. I still take them all the time in back testing. It's still profitable in back testing 100%. It's just, you know, maybe not an A+ setup, you know, more like a B setup. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to go over with this trade. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It wasn't an accuracy zone or anything like this. Pretty big zone for sure, but you know, still valid. So that was our first trade. Our second trade right here was again on Euro USD. Oh wait, no, this is my forward testing. There's my live journal. There we go. Second trade was on GJ. So let me pull up those charts real quick. Okay, right here was our second position. So this position, a lot more in trend for sure. We're kind of consolidating as a whole. If you really zoom out, a lot of sideways movement. So, you know, that isn't the best to see, but still able to take trades in the 5-minute. So as you can see right here, price is clearly trending down. We're taking out major lows to the left, putting in lower highs, taking out major lows again. And it's just overall very bearish. So you have a supply zone right here, right? You have a bullish candle right here, strong bearish momentum afterwards. You have a nice level of liquidity here. I would say you have another level of liquidity right here with this, with these candles coming up. All it is pretty much buyers getting in right here, shorting the market. Stop losses are going to be above here. Same exact thing with this bullish candle right here. You're going to have stop losses right above here. So price essentially does, this comes up, we're in trend, we're bearish already. Price is sweeping orders to go short, and we tap into our supply zone that we have marked out right here. This is not an accuracy zone, I don't believe, which I don't really go over any accuracy zones yet, but if you trade LSD, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But short position right there, candle tapped, rejected, beautiful candle rejection right there, entered break of candle, which that's a little bit off, it's more like right there. But I think I got filled in right there, which wasn't bad at all. But again, spreads were absolutely horrible. I had my stop loss, I'm pretty sure like up here, and it just still got wicked out. I mean, it would have got stopped out regardless, but it's very bad right now. Very, very bad. Worst spread that I've probably ever experienced. Sometimes it'll be on just like one certain pair, but this time it's all across the board. And I think it's because beginning of January, it's the lowest amount of liquidity we have in the markets year to year, like on average, it's always January. So it is what it is. We're just gonna have to push through it. That's why I'm really liking gold and NAS for futures right now, because it's really like no spread at all. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this second position. Again, to go over it, supply zone, 2 levels of liquidity. This is our most closest one. Price came up, clean, straight line, rejected, beautiful break candle entry. And unfortunately, we just got stopped out, consolidated, and then we started flipping bullish again. Which, again, that's something you can expect when, I mean, if I go to a higher time frame, 30 minute, that's something you can expect when you're trading in this right here. Like realistically, 30-minute time frame, we probably wouldn't even be taking a trade in this. But 5-minute time frame, you're still chilling. But it's just a lot better taking positions in something like this on the 5-minute, where price is clearly trending bullish on the lower time frame and the higher time frame, because obviously the higher time frame, you know, controls price a lot more. So that is it for the second position. This one marked out right here. This one I did not take, and this one actually did hit. So I'll go over this one as well. So this trending bearish, very clean. You know, this is very clean on the 5-minute. Bear structure right here. Consistently taking out major lows. Price had a beautiful supply zone right here. Price came down, made your level of liquidity, continued down again. Price was moving super, super hard to the downside. Issue is this would have been a lot cleaner if maybe we came up, maybe we got a little like retracement, and then came up again, and then boom, you know, rejected. Problem with this is price came up very bullish for me. I did not like it. Price came up, put in a higher low, put in a higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and we rejected with just non-stop multiple wicks, showing just poor rejection realistically. We consolidated around the supply zone for a while, which I did not like. And after seeing this bullish movement up, I stayed out of this one. And this one did actually end up hitting. So that's just something you kind of have to deal with. Sometimes you'll take the A+ setups and the C setups will end up winning. It's just unfortunate, but on a long period of time, A+ setups are going to be a lot more profitable than these setups. But depending on what entry you took, if this would have came up clearer, this rejection right here, break of candle, would definitely be possible. So if you did get on a break of candle, I think your 1-4 would have hit. Yep, 1-4 hit. So again, those strict RRs, what I found, and what I posted YouTube videos about, do perform really, really good, what I'm noticing. But yeah, again, didn't take that position. So that's that. UJ, this is our first and only trade of the 30-minute time frame that we took this week and this year so far. So right here we are, beautiful position here. We have a nice demand zone right here, small candle, but price pushed off. We have level of liquidity here, 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 and price came up, swept all these highs to the upside. We have stop loss orders sitting all under these lows, and price came down super hard. We only got really just 2 or 3 bullish candles, and it started continuing bearish again, which is really, really nice. And price tapped into our demand zone. We had a beautiful candle flip here. It was 7:30 candle, and we got in on the bullish candle close, which you definitely could have taken a break of candle here entry if you wanted to as well, which would have been just a little bit lower. And after that candle close, stop loss of course goes right onto the wick. We had one massive bullish candle come in, and then volume just ended up drying out, and we just trickled down, continued down. So again, fortunate loss, just average trade we'd always take. There's really nothing to change on any of these trades that I went over yet. But yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any other positions I could go over real quick, but I'm not seeing anything. So yeah, that was our only trade on the 30-minute. Again, 30-minute trend matters a lot more, but as you can see, we're obviously trending bullish. It's really not questionable at all. So yeah, that was that trade. And again, that was the only trade we took on the 30-minute time frame this week. So the next trade, wait, okay, this is wrong. UJ, this is supposed to be gold. Change that up real quick. Okay, so next trade is our winner. So this is our only winner for the week, which I actually made a YouTube video already breaking this trade down. So right here we are. Beautiful, beautiful trade here with gold. So price clearly trending bullish, which 90% of the time it always is on gold, especially, you know, since it's bullish indice, like so is NAS as well. So we have our demand zone right here, which is just a bearish candle, followed by a lot of bullish movement. And we have a retracement. Price took out its own high, so we have valid level of liquidity right here. Price did the exact same thing over here. We got another retracement. Price took out its own high again. So it's very, very bullish price action right now. Multiple stop losses under all of these lows. Price came down, swept all of these levels of liquidity here. Price tapped into the zone, gave a nice rejection wick. It's exactly what you want to see. Lots of bullish pressure coming in right after the, I think this, yeah, so 505, this was an hour candle. So our hourly candle already put in that bottom wick. So right after the hourly candle, after we got that bottom wick, probably, you know, if we're getting a lot of bullish momentum in, we're good to take like a break of candle entry or something like that, because we already put in that bottom wick for that new 1 hour candle. So right here, I took a break of candle entry. As soon as we broke past the highest point of this candle that tapped, which was right here, we have this wick right here. Price went past it. As soon as it went past it, entered, stop loss at the low. And again, even though I sat there and in back testing, this would look absolutely crazy to like target a 1 to 4. It's like massive structure, right? Like something like this would just like make so much more sense, like just looking at it visually. And trusted my rules. I was like, I back tested these, you know, for almost 3 years now. I know these 1 to 4s perform better than these TP rules right here that's in this corner. And yeah, just let it ride. I think it lasted, yeah, a little over 4.5 hours just about, and we did end up taking profit. And I think right here after this retracement, after putting in this new high right here, I did put my stop loss at break even. I don't ever do it too early, because a lot of times in back testing they will come down to your entry point. You know, maybe it's like right here, tap your entry and then continue up. Very possible. But after being this high up, just about clipping TP, I'll comfortably put the stop loss at break even there, 100%. So yeah, that was the first trade I hit on my futures account. But yeah, pretty good trade there. There's really not too much to go over. I already kind of went over everything in the other YouTube video I had. I believe we had another demand zone right here. Yes, so this is exactly why I love LSD so much. If demand zone we just have such nice clear rules if it invalidates or not, or it doesn't invalidate. Like right here we have this demand zone, right? For this level of liquidity, that we broke this high. Price came down, you know, beautiful rejection wick right there. So after this, I was on board for taking a flip entry. This candle right here in live markets retraced the whole way to about like right there. And I had my trade locker, everything open. had my order set, and I was just waiting for the flip entry, Didn't FOMO in or anything like that, and it never flipped, and it came back down and validated, and then that trade would have lost. So that is literally a live example of why you need patience in your trading and why you need clear rules and just to stick to them no matter what. So then after that one invalidated, we looked, we saw this demand zone, so we just wait for this zone. This zone's still valid. We have lots of liquidity. Also, bottom zones kind of tend to perform more just because we get kind of a bigger retracement. So price is more likely to, it has a big enough retracement that we can continue bullish instead of just a real quick retracement. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, enter big candle, 1 to 4 hit. Pretty good trade there. Clear A+ trade there. So that was that one. And then we took 2 more losses. So then these were both on UJ. It's actually the same exact trade. It was just a re-entry if I'm not mistaken. So this one right here, I took in the forward testing thing. I didn't actually take this trade, so I already took some losses on the day. And also this should be trading sessions. This should be starting at 3. I changed it because I was back testing later in the day. So yeah, but I'll go over actually both of these trades, but these are the trades that I did. These 2 right here, these are the trades that I did take. So to quickly go over this one in between, still a valid trade and all, but price started coming down, just making bearish structure. We unfortunately did not break any lows to the left, at least majorly. We kind of reacted just exactly from these lows, and price retraced. We have a nice level of liquidity here, nice level of liquidity here. We actually got a fake out, and price came up, tapped, and we got our bearish candle close. We entered right there, and stop loss right above the wick. And this next candle, it really felt like we got used as liquidity. We shot up really strong, and we got another entry signal again after that. And sometimes in back testing, I will take re-entry trades, 100%. A lot of them do actually win as well. So we took a re-entry on this, stop loss again above this wick, and it just ended up stopping us out. So very rough day there. Wouldn't even say rough day, it's just not the best when you're taking 2 positions on the same exact trade and they both lose. So yeah, after that I just kind of stayed out, was very picky. Same thing with this. Trend really wasn't even clear. We wasn't taking out any highs to the left. We tapped and then we ended up just losing this as well. So trend was just very unclear. So you can see it really was mostly sideways. If I had to say anything, definitely I feel like it was a lot bullish than anything, especially since we were putting in higher lows, and yeah, just very unfortunate position. If anything could have been avoided, maybe this position, especially the re-entry after the first one lost and it wasn't like an A+ setup, especially since we didn't take out any lows to the left and we were kind of putting in higher lows, so we were looking a lot more bullish than bearish at that point. But regardless, valid short position. Lots of sellers came in right after this. Price came up, put in a level of liquidity, took out its own lows, so we have stop loss orders above here. Price swept, and we just kind of consolidated, stopped out a lot of positions, both long and short. And yeah, went about it today, which I think it ended up continuing bullish. And we have this position down here, which I did not delete this alert. Nice level of liquidity here. So if price made this level of liquidity, if we would have came up, swept it, and tapped, that would have been a valid trade for me to take, but we just never ended up coming down to that zone. But yeah, that's pretty much, that's it. That's all the trades I took this week. Again, I stopped on Wednesday because I was just really sitting down. I had to double check everything instead of just continuing to wake up at 3 in the morning and just trade without a clear plan. I'm the type of person, I always need a clear plan to decide what to do. I'm gonna make this bigger. But yeah, I just really had to sit down, look at all the data, come to clear terms that look, I'm not gonna unfortunately catch the first hour and a half, right? It's not gonna happen. And sometimes, a lot of times I wake up, when I used to trade 5:30 to 10, I'd wake up and there was positions that was taking 20 or 30 minutes before me, that were valid, and like they get a retracement and it's still valid to take at your entry point. So like I bet you I could probably get in again half the positions that I would have taken earlier in the day anyway. So it really, honestly, end of the day, I'm not going to be missing too much. Definitely will be missing percentages, but when it comes to the P&L, regardless, you know, the back testing results are crazy good as is. It's still very, very profitable in my time frame. Missing an hour and a half at early London session isn't absolutely going to kill me. You know, we trade until 10 a.m. anyways, and that's just the 5-minute. 30-minute trades has a lot more. We trade a lot more later in the day, and we make a lot more profits on 30-minute as well, not just the 5-minute. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I've been recording for a little while now, so that was probably the longest weekly recap. It's not always going to be that long. I just kind of had to go over pretty much why I stopped trading Wednesday and the stuff I was trying to figure out going forward. But I got it pretty much all locked down now. Second week of January, so very, very excited again. These spreads are absolutely killing all of us. It's not fun at all, but I mean, a 1 to 4 position's only like a 1 to 3, 1 to 2.5. It's absolutely horrible. So we just gotta be very, very careful. Make sure, you know, spreads as low as possible, like at least when we're entering. Make sure we're putting our stop losses at the right place. And again, make sure I'm trading futures, because I'm absolutely loving futures right now. I'm super excited for futures. I just want to do a lot more testing on it. Like I said, I got NAS and gold, but I want to get a lot more. There's a lot more things to look into. So yeah, that's it for this weekly recap. I'll probably make another video next week on either back testing or something. I've been putting out like content like absolutely crazy. I think I have like over 20 some videos and it's only been 2 months. So I'm just gonna keep on putting out videos, keep on giving you guys, showing you guys what I'm doing, giving you guys information. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll see you boys on the next one. Peace.